Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Come on in. This is going to be a quick live. I wasn't really prepared to come on live tonight, but I was over in Ask Granny's chat, and Jersey Girl was over there. And she asked me, Miss V, would you come on live or would you talk about grace? And I was like, man, I was going to go to bed early because in the morning I got to get up very early and I have to be cross town on the other side of town by Intercontinental Airport, which is a good hour 45 drive, maybe 2 hours for me in the morning because of the weather here. So I was going to like go to bed really early this morning. So hello to everybody coming in. Welcome to Chatting with Miss V tonight. So I'm going to get on here tonight and do a quick live. And I don't know if Jersey Girl is going to even be on because I left her over there and asked Granny's chat. Um, but she can catch the replay. So let me speak right quick to Sting. Hold on just a minute, y'all. Just a minute. Okay, I wanted to pin it just in case anybody came up. I am on StreamYard tonight, so if anybody feels that they do want to come up and chit chat about grace tonight, then they can. Feel free. I just need to know who you are. I don't like people. I don't do a lot of panels because you 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 just don't know who people really are unless I recognize them from the chat. And I don't I don't like drama. I don't like a whole bunch of drama. That's just the main thing. What's up, Miss Jackie Johnson? Hello, Christy. Welcome to Chatting with Miss V. Miss Aretha, my homegirl, is in the building. Okay, so Miss Aretha, you were over there with me, and actually, Jersey Girl wanted to do a panel with Miss April, myself, and Granny. But I would have to get together. They would have to get together with me. I'm pretty open these days for doing things that other people want us to do. Um, so you going out by Bush? Yes, thing. You know how far that is. I have to be there at 8:45. That's why I have to get up really early in the morning. I'm a trucker's wife. So I was gonna kind of shut it down in about another hour and go to sleep so I could wake up early. But anyway, we're gonna kind of talk about grace tonight. Unspeakable joy, separation because of the things that have expired out here on YouTube in the last few days, disappointments in life, love, the greatest gift God ever left to us, and how it conquers all. But yet, it can be certainly a hurting thing. Love thy neighbor as thyself. This is all biblical. I didn't make it up. If you've ever opened up the book, if you've ever been to church, Sunday school, Bible school, whatever, you have heard this before. If you have ever had any kind of biblical teachings or any biblical reading. Now, I'm not coming out here to preach to you tonight. I'm bringing this message because I was asked to. So feel free to jump in. Hey, Ramona J. So I had to go real quickly and stop and think about it because I haven't had 10 minutes to really even think about, well, what are you going to say? So I'm just going to speak from the heart. And then I'm going to just talk to you about grace and how amazing it is to have the grace of God. Generally speaking, what we mean when we say grace is things like worship, the Sabbath, the reading of the scripture, the preaching of scripture, baptism, and the Lord's Supper. Those are ordinary means of grace by which we grow and we're fed and we're nourished. What I found real quickly is that there are 7 stages of grace. And in this document that I found, it outlined the 7 stages of Christian theology. 1 being grace, 2 being faith, 3 being confession, 4th being repentance. That one is the one that a lot of times we don't do and we forget to do. Hey, Candy Crush. Hey, Bama. So just remember, in these 7 stages of Christian theology, when you're talking about grace, don't forget to repent for your sins. And don't keep doing the same thing over and over and repenting for the same thing over and over, because I don't know how that's going to work. He didn't tell you could keep doing the same thing and repenting for the same thing. Now, I don't know about all that. I don't speak on things I don't know. Hey, Faye, Trucker's wife. So, baptism is another, receiving the Holy Ghost, and endurance. All of these are not going to come at the same time. There are stages to these Christian theologies, the documents that's outlined here in these 7 stages. You're not going to wake up one morning and you're going to just be speaking in tongues. Some people will never speak in tongues. It's not for you. He hasn't blessed you with that. And for most, they don't understand, biblically speaking, when you speak in tongues, you should have an interpreter there to interpret it for those who don't know what you're talking about. Just speaking in tongues, man, I don't know what you're saying. You could be saying anything. He hasn't given me that gift. Sting is saying, amen. Once you repent, you have to leave it alone. There you go. So, what is the strong definition of grace? It's favor, it's a gift, it's a benefit, it's gracious, and it's liberal. Basically, among all the things I've just said, it's a gift from God. And that's what the word grace means when you're speaking of grace as a Greek word. Trying to keep up with my chat too. Okay. Knowing that our lives have significance in context beyond the mundane, every old day existence, at the level of biological needs, that's what drives selfishness and aggression. Did you understand what I'm saying? That is really spirituality. So when you know that your lives have significance, that's the first thing you need to know. Instead of just living that same old mundane everyday life for your biological needs, that is what drives selfishness and aggression. It means knowing that we are a significant part of a purpose-filled life. So when we connect out here on these streets and we saw what has happened in the past week, it's a hurtful thing. So at this point, you got to stop and think, was it really love? Because that's what I've been thinking. Or is it just that you connected with somebody and you poured so much into them, and now you feel like your feelings are hurt and you got to leave because you just can't take it anymore? Well, at this point, everybody should be sitting down trying to figure a few things out. If you connected with anybody out here on these streets, it could be subscriber to subscriber, and y'all get into it out here on these streets, were you really friends from the beginning? Or were you just connected by social media on a platform that y'all met and greeted each other every day? For most, you're going to go to platforms that you connect with the content creator as well as the people in the chat. And they're going to follow each other from chat to chat. There's a pattern of that going on out here on YouTube. When you fall out with that person, it kind of means like, well, I ain't going to go back in that chat no more because, or if you're trying to go in a chat for the first time, you might feel a little uncomfortable because everybody in the chat just about knows everybody. If you've been out here on these streets for a while, it's kind of hard to figure out a lot of things in a virtual world. because you coexisting in a world that you really don't know each other. You're going to only know people in real life if you're around them, if you are constantly being acquainted with them. It takes time to become friends. And I think that is what the problem is out here right now. I've been in chats almost every day now, and it's a lot of hurt people out here on these streets. And the only way they're going to heal and get past is if they want to, first of all. But if they really want to heal and get past it all, they got to give it up at this point. They've got to come to grips with the fact that whatever happened has happened. Do you want to go back? Is going to be a question. Do you want to stay free of it? Is going to be the next question. But understand things at every interval in life, every decade, you're going to make a change. Nobody remains the same forever. So I've always told you, you can't be acting like a 20-year-old when you're 40 years old. You can't do playground stuff when you're a grown man or woman because that time has already passed you unless you're on the playground playing with your grandchildren or your small children. Some things in life, when you miss them, you got to learn, you have to give them up, or you will end up like a Michael Jackson, who never had a childhood. His whole life, it was obvious he was searching for that little boy in him. Once you make the choice that when I was a child, I spake as a child, I act like a child. But when I became a grown woman or a man, I had to put away those childish things. That's the decision you got to make. Were you really happy where you were? Because I'm seeing in a lot of chats things that people are saying, they've been there for a while, but they ain't been happy there. Why did you stay so long? Why did you connect? Was it the people in the chat you didn't want to leave? Or you had just gotten in a routine habit of just being there? There's a whole lot of reasons why people do what they do. And you got to figure out, there she is. Hey, Jersey girl. So it's a whole lot of reasons why people do what they do. They stay where they stay. It's no different than being in a relationship with a man or a woman. When you fall in love, it's such a wonderful feeling. You can't wait to see them again. You can't wait until they come home. And you're doing all these little special things for them to show them your love. So you mean to tell me you can switch that off like a water fountain and have an off and cold switch? I don't think so. Mm-mm. You can't. It doesn't work that way. If you love, you love. That's why when you have to separate for whatever reason, or you have to divorce for whatever reason, that love hurts just as much as it did when you were giving it out affectionately. Candy Crush is in the building, and she says the problem is that people can't take constructive criticism. They hold on to certain people accountable. Wait, they hold only certain people accountable. They take sides. They money hungry. And to sum it up, they fake and they can't be trusted. Okay, we're going to take that one at a time, Candy Crush. Thank you for coming in. And we're going to take your comment. Sting is saying that part, put away childish behavior. Exactly. Okay, so let's go back to Candy Crush right here. And we're going to break this down. She says, people can't take constructive criticism. Two things could happen there. How do you give constructive criticism? If you give it aggressively, people are probably not going to want to listen to you. If you are a person that naturally is negative and toxic and you always finding something wrong, they're probably not going to be too receptive of you. But if you're that person that's kind of humble you've kind of laid back, and you can come across in a soft tone and spew out the narrative of what you're trying to tell them, they're more likely to listen. They only hold certain people accountable. I agree with you. I see that out here as a content creator. I see people who can come out here and they can say and do anything, and they'll draw in an audience, and that entire audience will go along with them when you know yourself right from wrong, and you know ain't nobody my age got no business doing what they do, or your age for that matter doing what they doing. But it's okay for them, but it's not okay for you. So right there is going to create a problem. All right, so how do we fix that problem? We basically can't. They got to be them. I got to be me. You got to be you. I can't fix you. I can't change you. The only thing I can do is let you know you can accept it or you can reject it. And I'm moving on. Just like I got it at some point in my life, you'll get it too. We cannot open up a head, cut it open, and pour that knowledge off in there. It would be great. And then sew it back up again. That would be great. That would be good. But we also have to realize a few more other things too. That each and every one of us were raised by different parents with different rules and regulations in the household. We come from different walks of life and different backgrounds in life. None of us were raised the same. Maybe some of us were raised similar, but there are some differences in how we were raised. Well, if I can't appreciate how you were raised, if you being respectful to me, and you haven't done anything to me, but yet you just don't like me, then you just got a problem. And I've got to figure that out real quick, and I've got to get away from you. Don't stay too long. When you see it, you've got to remove yourself. Sometimes it takes us a long time to see things. We stay in marriages way too long. When you decide to leave, it's too late to leave. Hell, don't nobody want you and don't nobody want him. Y'all might as well stay there and work that thing on out to the end. That's life, people. They do take sides, and that's not good either. If it ain't your fight and you ain't got no dog in that fight, then why are you siding up for that person? Everybody that you listen to out here on social media, including myself, can be wrong at sometimes, can be right at times. If you don't see it, I've always told you over here, we can agree to disagree and keep it moving. Because at the end of the day, you still going your way and I'm going mine. You still gonna live your life and I'm gonna live mine. But it's no reason for us to fall out about it because we don't agree on the same thing. Mature adults can do that. Little children, they can't comprehend that. They don't have that mindset yet. So I agree with you on that by taking sides, and we shouldn't take sides. Best thing you can do is stay out of it if it ain't your fight. Why would Bama and Candy Crush, they right here together, disagree on something? And I like both of them. I don't have a problem with either one of them. They ain't never did nothing to me, but then I'm gonna go side up with Candy Crush against Bama. No, I can't do that because that way I'm being biased and prejudiced against Candy Crush, which is gonna make us have a problem too. So now there's a third problem. It ain't just Bama and Candy Crush now. It's Bama, Candy Crush, and Ms.V. When I could have stayed out of it and it wouldn't have meant nothing. Okay, they're money hungry. Money is ruling the world today. It has absolutely taken over the world, and we see it every day. And to me, I've seen a lots out here, and it almost seems like the people who've never had nothing are trying to exploit it. Like they have this and they have that. And if you're used to it, you don't have to brag about it. You don't have to boast about it. You can just walk through and be comfortable with it. It's the ones who haven't had that's going to tear your stuff down and come after you. And that's where that mean old evil word we hear all the time comes in: jealousy. Why would you be jealous of somebody who's worked all their life to get what they have? But yet, here come the double standard. You all right with somebody over there that stole their way through life, everything they got. Now you make that make sense. Um, and to sum it up, they fake and they can't be trusted. That's where integrity comes in, Candy Crush. It's what you do and say behind somebody's back. That's where trust comes in. So if I can't trust you to go and tell somebody about this message I have delivered to you tonight, without add and subtract and multiply and divide, so when the message gets back to them, it was a negative message instead of a positive message, then you can't be trusted because you don't have integrity. It comes down to that. Okay, Bama is saying, I understand. I still love everyone. No hard feelings for me. I just know to stay in my own lane. And basically, I've learned that being on your platform alone by yourself, you were one of the ones that asked me just the other night, Ms.V, why didn't you come out here and do a panel? For that reason, because I don't know who's mad at who. I don't know who's side with who. I don't know anymore who to trust and who not to trust. So I just rather get on my panel and do my own thing. And if it's somebody in the chat that I know, then I let them up because I pretty much know how they think and what they'll say. But to just let some total stranger up here that I don't know from my chat, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'll invite a guest that I know from the outside before I let somebody from the inside, because there's people running around on these streets. When you read what they're saying, and me being the comment reader, I'm like, that ain't the one right there. Hey, Riri, how you doing, sugar? No, ma'am, you can't switch it off. She's talking about love. When I left my husband, I still love him, but I had to go. So, in other words, you have to love him from a distance. And you can do that. You don't have to be up under people all the time. The longest relationships I have in my life is because I wasn't around them all the time. I may see some of my friends once a year. Sometimes we even skip a year, but we talk to each other on the phone, but we don't talk to each other every day. Those people who on the phone every day, that tends to turn into gossip. That tends to you at somebody's house all the time. That would cause friction in my home. Because first of all, I need my space. I need my me time. I ain't never wanted nobody up under me like that all the time. I can't get nothing done because I'm entertaining you. The other night, my friend Danielle, she moved over here. The lady who has the dog, Bruno, she got locked out of her place. Her key fob battery went low, so she couldn't get in. So she came in. But I was getting ready to leave right as the time she was getting ready to come in. But I wasn't gonna leave her out there in that cold car until the people came and changed out the battery, and where she could get back in her house. So I said, okay, let me just flip the script and we'll just sit here and we'll watch TV and we'll talk. We haven't seen each other in a while. She's been working 2 jobs and I've been working, and I don't see her and she hadn't seen me. So we caught up. But you got to be able to sit back and be a little bit more humble, show a little bit more grace and favor to people. After all, life ain't all just about you, or he wouldn't create a world of people. And that's another thing. You get too hung up on just one person instead of spreading your love around. So then, if you only have that one person in your life that you claim you truly love, when they gone, you ain't got nobody. I'd be better off if I was going to have just one person in my life. I'd have Jesus. That's just me. Candy Crush is saying, yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you, Riri. You'll catch the replay. I appreciate it, darling. Sting, I was glad mine left, but the love went out the door behind him. At that point, it sounds like Ramona J., you had already disconnected. You were ready to go. And I'm not going to say that you didn't love him. You probably had some type of love, but that romantic type of love, uh, maybe it was agape love you had, just that kind of love, where if you saw him, you saw him. If you didn't see him, you didn't see him. Because I think it's love in all of us. And I think that it is a lot of people who are lacking in love and looking for love. They're looking for love in all the wrong places. They connected with people who don't have love. So they all sit there miserable together. And it all shows up in time. Their misery. Misery loves company. Ain't nobody that's happy want to be around nobody like that. Just every time you turn around, here they come with some, she said this, she did that, she had that. No. People have left me mad because I wouldn't allow them to do that to me. Do not call me up telling me about what somebody else said, because that meant you were over there looking at them to bring it back to me. I don't need to know that. Now you mad at me because you thought I wanted to hear that, obviously. And when I told you to move on, you had a problem with it. Again, it ain't my problem. It's your problem now. Okay? Hey, Miss Audrey. Sassy V. Hi, Ms.V in chat. You are speaking facts. I'm a bush watcher. You don't have to be, darling. It's a family over here. Ain't nobody gonna bother you over here, and I ain't letting nobody bother me over here. I've been out here long enough now to know the content creators that are out here. The new ones that may have come in here lately, that's just around 1,000 hours or a little less. I probably don't know them because I haven't been to the chat. A lot of them, I don't even know that they out here. Never heard of. I had people speaking on me that I didn't even know they were out here. Now, how crazy is that? So how could I say anything about them when I didn't even know they were out here? But some people come out here to do that. I don't know how to look at that. Sometimes I wonder, what did you come out here for? Obviously, it was money, because you just talk about anybody and everybody. You don't care. You don't have to know the people. It makes you stop and think. Okay? Those types of people have a do as I say, not as I do mentality. And that ain't good. My mom always told me that as a child. She said, don't ever do that. And I will never do that to you. I'm going to set an example for you to follow. And that way, if I go wrong, you going to know it because I've taught you the right way. But if you've never been taught right from wrong, you really don't know right from wrong. You can do and say anything you please. It doesn't mean that it's right. Some people have a good delivery also of whatever they're trying to say. Doesn't mean it's true. And in time, everything that's done in the dark will come to the light. If it don't come out in the washer, it's coming out in the rinse. Always keep that in mind. And then you will have God's grace and his favor on your life. Things will appear in your life you weren't even expected. It happens to me all the time. I can go to the mailbox and I'm like, oh, what is this? And maybe it's a subscriber that sent me something. Or maybe it's a family member, old friend I haven't heard from in a long time. It may be just a note that I'm thinking about you. Maybe I get a text from somebody, an email from somebody. Do you know how motivating that makes you feel and how inspirational you'll feel if I get off this live or if I'm in this live and it has happened to me out here before and somebody says, Ms.V, you really motivated me. And it happened in a live where this guy told me you motivated me to get up and go back to school. I always say, I don't care if I got one person or two people, for as long as that one person or those two people versus 500, and nobody really got what you were saying. They were just in there because they like you. They used to coming over there. I don't want that. You ought to be able to take something from every time I come out here. I don't care if it's nothing but laughter and humor. You should have been entertained for an hour. It didn't waste your time. Do y'all follow what I'm saying? Okay. Hey, Miss Libra 4, how are you today? Hope all is well. Hey, Carla. I agree. We are all raised different. However, when we know better, we need to do better. And I agree with that too, Candy Crush. You're definitely right. When you don't know better, you can't do better. But when you do know better, that's the key right there. You ought to do better. And some things you got to understand that changes are painful to a lot of people. There are a lot of people who don't have diversity in their life. I'm a very diverse person. I can get up from here and I can go do this, I can go do that, I can come back to it. I can move around with no pain, no ease, because that's my life. I've had to do that all my life. But to some people, they're like autistic children who like routine stuff. They get up every morning at the same time. They brush their face. I mean, brush their face, brush their teeth, wash their face. They do their hair. Okay, they take a shower, whatever. Go fix breakfast. And it's in the same order every day. They leave out the house at the same time every day. And when one thing is thrown off, their whole day, their whole life may be thrown off. Uh-uh. Life can throw you too many curveballs to be like that. You got to learn to be diverse, especially in a society like we live in today. Okay. Audrey, can you please do me a favor? Says Ramona J. Okay, I'm trying to get my comments here. Miss Jackie saying it's all about money. I would not allow money to rule me like that, because you know what's going to happen? It's all good when you got it. But when you don't have it, you're going to lose your mind. You're going to absolutely not be able to handle it. And at that point, you become suicidal. A lot of people have taken themselves out of here because of money, the root of all evil. Don't ever get so hung up on money. Oh, we all got to have it. But manage your money to the best of your ability. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen tonight. But just manage it and live your life with a character where you don't have to beg. I don't feel like if I lost everything tonight, I wouldn't have to beg for nothing, because I haven't lived like that. God's going to send me an angel, and the friends and the people around me, who've always been there for me, they're going to be there for me again. Or some stranger's going to come up and do something for me. I don't worry about that. There are people that worry about those kind of things because they want to see your downfall. They are PREYING on your downfall. You don't need to listen to them. You don't need to be around them. God's got grace. He's got favor for you. If you live right, they're never blessed and they don't understand why. You are in a certain point in your life and they're not. If you are happy where you are with what you got, you can walk around with a smile on your face every day, all day long. And what goes on in the world matters not. I'm at a place in my life where whatever goes on in the White House, the other house, Capitol down the street, it does not matter to me. What matters to me is my lights are on, roof is over my head, it's gas in my car, I got food to eat, and it's warm and comfy in my house. And it's peace up in here. Nobody's bothering me, and I ain't bothering them. When you get to that stage in life, you've conquered a lot of things. You've been through a lot of things too to get there. You don't get there overnight. I went through a lot in life, divorces and deaths and everything else to get to this point where now I realize it's nobody but me and him. You go through grieving, you go through deaths, you go through everything before you die. But once you get there, you'll know when you're there, when nothing really phases you, nothing really bothers you. You just try to stay healthy and happy. Sting is saying hello, everyone. She's talking about the super sticker super chats, and thank you very much. Okay, it's a money grab. Hold on, it got up underneath here. There's enough money for everyone, but the people, Candy Crush, got to understand that. See, you and we realize that. And I got sense enough to know that if I ain't making enough money out here and this is what I need to pay my bills every month, and I'm not cutting it out here, I'm not going to come out here and tear up nobody and bash nobody and talk about nobody just to make some money, because that's what a lot of them do. They just walk in here and they just come after you and you don't have no clue who they are and don't care. I ain't looked at them. I ain't going to look at them. They need to go get a job. But then when it comes down to getting a job, they probably are not qualified for anything. How much schooling do they have? You can't just walk out there now and just get a job. Y'all would be surprised. I left my resume out there from the time that I went from DISD to where I am now. These people are shooting me jobs left and right at 70 years old. And people talking about, she got to work. You'll be surprised at how many jobs I have gotten here in the last, say, couple of months. Today, I could show you at least 5 that say they looked at my resume. Would you like to have an interview? Can we do a Zoom? Can we do a Microsoft Office? So apparently, they don't have anything that they see wrong with age. It's knowledge. It's education. They feel like you are equipped for that position. You're what they're looking for. Don't let people hold you back. Never. If they could get in your mind and they sitting up on that can and they talking about you to try to bring in some dollars, then what that tell you? They can't do what you do. If you listen to it and you let it stop you, shame on you. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Why try to block someone else from support? Because that's just the nature of some people. And I agree, it's greed. And you have a lot of greedy people in the world, and it's going to get worse as times get harder. More thefts are going to happen as times get harder. People got to survive. They don't know no other way. The drugs are going to get worse because people are going to give up and they're going to go for that high and that feeling that they get with that high versus I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep on. I'm going to take this job over here at McDonald's. At least they pay, what, $15 an hour in most places now? May pay more in other places. I don't know. Until I can get me something else. At least I got some money. Don't be prideful. Don't be ashamed of nothing. For as long as you make it and you ain't got to beg and ask nobody for nothing, you good. You good. Okay, let me see. Okay. How can you be jealous of someone you don't know? Good question, Sassy V. Because I can't. I don't even know what all they have. I only know what I see. That could have $1 million in the bank for all I know, because I've met millionaires that shocked the stank out of me. One night, me and my girlfriend were coming from the club. We were in our 30s, and the two of us had gone to happy hour. We came back. We got in maybe about to IHOP. We stopped at IHOP. Maybe 1 o'clock that night, we stopped through IHOP. This doctor came in. He was driving in the most raggedy ass car I've seen in a long time. Oh, ugly, beat up, run down car. You wouldn't want to get in there unless that was the only ride you could get. He was dressed like Columbo with an old trench coat on. When he passed by the table, he said, "Are you two ladies sitting together? Are y'all eating alone?" And I looked at her and she looked at me and I said, "Yes." He said, "Do you mind if I sit with you?" We sit there. This man was a doctor at MD Anderson Hospital and had been there for almost 15 years at that time. And you never would have known it. So don't judge a book by its color, okay? Or its cover, either one. Okay, but I don't understand that, Cecily. Some things I just don't understand. It's just over my, I don't understand it because I've never been around people like that. I'm not that kind of person. I'm generally happy for anything and everything anybody gets because it doesn't affect me. Um, no, nothing nobody makes out here goes into my bank account. So how can it help me or hurt me? And I'm not gonna be unhappy for them. Everybody gets a turn. The harder you work, the more money you gonna bring in. That's just something I just never worried about. I'm confident within me that I can make money even sitting in a wheelchair, as long as I got a brain that's working. That's all I need. I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that. Can you please ask Thing if she can see me? Sing, can you see Ramona J? And Miss Audrey's agreeing with you, says to be, especially on the app. These apps are destroying people. It's these apps are as bad as money these days because people get too invested and get too involved in each other's lives. I ain't invested in nobody's life out here. I half of them, I don't know where they live and don't care. I don't care what they got. I've had people to come out here and try to compare their life to mine. Why would I do that? I'm 70, you 50. Shouldn't I have more than you? But even if I didn't, what difference would it make? That mentality is over my head. I don't get it. And I guess I never will. How can you trust someone you don't know? You really can't trust a person you don't know. You can't hardly trust a person you do know these days. People are flipping on you. They flipping sides on you. Baby, that's not easy these days. Back in the day, there was less money, but more trust. They did handshakes instead of paper deals. Do you remember that? I can remember my father going into the bank on a handshake to get the money to do his crops. Walk in there and ask them people back in the day for $20,000 to plant his cotton and his corn and his soybeans and whatever. Okay, Brown. He tell them, "I'll bring you your money back when I pick my cotton in the fall." When he picked his cotton and he sold his cotton, he went back up there and he gave them people the money. And he told us always, don't you never go up there and borrow nothing from them folks and don't give it back. Even if you don't have it at the time, you go explain it. You give them what you got. So that's the upbringing and the way I was raised. Don't take nothing from nobody. If they tell you they ain't got it or they don't give it to you, keep it moving. And don't be begging. As soon as you find somebody that look like they got a little something, here you bringing your broke self up there begging. They ain't gonna want to be around you. You coming in on the rip. And then you got so much to say. When they tell you no, you mad. They ain't nobody ain't nothing written where I'm supposed to take care of you. Better keep it moving. Who taking care of me? Me. Okay. I've never been jealous of anybody or anything. What's the deal for them and what's for me is for me. Exactly. And you develop friendships and relationships over the years. There ain't nothing I can't go down and ask Miss Margaret for. There ain't nothing she can come up here and I not give it to her. We have similar taste in things. I was sick of my fur pillows on my bed. I had paid a lot of money for those fur pillows. Some of those pillows alone were $50 each over at Hobby Lobby, but they were old. I was sick of looking at them, but I had kept them well. She got them on her sofa and she loving them. I ain't missing them. She got a lamp down there. I broke one when I was moving. I didn't want the one lamp. I was sick of it. I gave it to her. I sit over there in that chair by the lamp all the time. I can look through my house and I can see things she's given me or she's bought for me. But that's the end of it. Once it go from her hand to my hand, it ain't hers no more. It's mine. She ain't got no right, and I ain't got no right or no business going out telling nobody or being mad at her. Or if I ask, like I asked her for the elephant the other day, and she told me no. Did you see me getting mad? I said, okay, well, you got plenty more. Let me see, I need a little one. The one she was giving me, I didn't want it because it was too big for where I wanted to put it. Most people would have took the big elephant because I know it costs more. But now that ain't what I wanted. You first of all, people need to get an understanding with the other person, and you'll be a little bit better off right there. And then other people need to learn how to comprehend what that person is saying. A lot of times I have to repeat myself because even at work, that ain't what I said. That's not what I asked you. And I'm quick to say that these days because I don't want you misinterpreting what I said. If I didn't say it, I didn't say it. If you got it wrong, let me get it right. Get an understanding. That's the best thing you can do in life. Okay. Open it up too much. My bad. Okay. You speaking to Ramona J. Okay, Sting, I thought I was blocked. No, baby, I see you. You're not blocked. Okay, let me get on down here. Um, and if you had been blocked, it would have been a mistake, Ramona J. You come in here all the time. I know the people who come up in here all the time. I know the people who have been through here and have come back. I remember their names. I'm good at that. I may not know what you look like because I don't really look at the pictures on the side. She's doing better. Okay, you're talking about your patient. That's good, Carla. I can see how people bond here. Over here in my chat, we really bond. We are a family over here. Well, we don't see, like, I ain't seen Wisdom Warrior in a while. I'm like, where is she? Y'all seen her? I finally saw her out on the street. So I know she okay. She'll come back when she ready to come back. Um, Ain't nobody happy hating, and ain't nobody hating happy. Ooh, let me pin you, baby. You said a mouthful right there, Candy Crush. Hey, Melissa B, girl, I listened to you over on Sweet Tea's Live. That was me. That was doing a lot of commenting down there, and I am sorry for your pain. I'm gonna stop with you because I want to talk to you for a minute. And if you want to come up on the live, let me go back and pin it. Just say, wait a minute, hold on a minute. Now, Ms.V, don't kick yourself off. Um, I'm gonna open this up for you, Melissa, if you want to come up. Okay, let me go down to the bottom. Tell me yes or no at the bottom. Sassy V is welcoming everybody to chatting with Miss V. Oh, Miss R just welcoming Sassy V. That's what it is. Okay. Uh, go to the bottom. Miss Sassy V, because I didn't fall out with no one. I was attacked because I was in a chat and I don't have a platform. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to drop the link. And if you want to come up and speak a few words, you are more than welcome. Hold on just a minute. Just a minute, ma'am. Because I've been in your shape before. I've been in your shoes before where I did not have a platform. And it's hurting when you just got to sit back and listen to somebody that just goes on and on about you. It ain't true, but you got to deal with it because that is the way it is. There you go, sugar. You find it. Okay, I pin it. All right, let me go back up, and you are welcome to hit that link at any time. And anybody else in the chat that feels like they want to come up and say something, you do not have to show your face. You can cover up the camera. I don't care. Um, this is your voice. You have a voice tonight. And if it's pain that you're going through, or if it's hurt that you're going through, I know I heard Melissa say in her chat, in Sweet Tea's chat, that she's going through cancer, but it's been since 2012. This is 2025. God has truly shown her favor, Jersey girl. And it's a reason why he left her here. And I feel like from listening to her tonight, she has purpose. I can hear the grandchildren in the background. That's purpose. When I heard her say her kids had graduated from college and what they were doing, that's a wonderful feeling. And how much her daughter didn't even want to leave to go and take another job in the sheriff department, I believe she said, because she didn't want to leave her mother. She raised her right. There's a connection there. Okay. I was at yes, Ms.V. My parents had a account at the local store in Newton, Texas. Newton. Trying to think, where have I seen Newton, Texas before? Is that Central Texas? Stinger said, yes, ma'am. I remember the word bond. Yeah, they had a handshake. And you had a tight grip. You just didn't slide in there and do some kind of little itsy bitsy handshake. No, no, no. You put a grip on it. That meant you meant business. Hey, Princess. Okay. Princess, I know you upset because you want to see my face. What I don't understand is why people leave one negative chat and go to another negative chat, because uh they are in the same boat. How do you put it? They have bonded. They share a lot in common. They are both negative. The person that they are going to obviously is negative. They all attract. They like talking about people. They don't mind hearing lies on people. They gossipers. Uh, Economically speaking, they may be in the same boat. Maybe that person has health issues. They can relate to that because they got the same health issues. Maybe somebody has been gunned down through gun violence. Maybe they have somebody too. They find something in common to go there. They're not interested in seeing somebody at least even come out here and try to fix themselves up to come on alive. They'll talk about that. They'll talk about your clothes. They didn't buy them. They ain't wearing them, but they talking about yours. But you ain't thinking about theirs. That's just the nature of some people. And it shows a big part of who they are, and they don't even realize it. How do you form bonds over time? You get to know a person. You get to you like their conversation. They're not toxic. They're fun. They're entertaining. They may not even have a college degree, but they're well educated. They've educated themselves. They worked hard in life to get what they have. They're humble with it. Um, you find things in common, and that brings the bond. It's no different than a man and a woman who are attracted to each other. They have to find a common bond to make that relationship work. Fallouts, well, when you fall out, you got to realize whether you really want to be around that person or not. And you can't be so cold hearted and narrow minded to not know when you're right and when you're wrong. And you got to be able to say, forgive me. I apologize. And never use the word never, because that could end up being the biggest lie you ever told. I'm not going to ever say what I won't do. I'm not going to ever say, I can't do it. I just, those are negatives to me. Can't and never, shoulda, coulda, oughta. I don't like those words. That means you didn't accomplish at all. You didn't try, and you never will. Mm-mm. And go over in another person's chat and go in on them. First of all, to me, the content creator ought to stop that. I'm not gonna let you come over here because you done fell out with X, Y, and Z, and you bring it over here to me, and that person ain't did nothing to me. You got to go back over there. Even if I come out here and I have commentary, leave me alone. Stop bothering me. I don't watch you. I don't look at you. I don't talk about you. The times I have done it, I can go back in my chat. My chat did not say a word negative about that person. That's the kind of chat I have over here. I rang my bell. I told them how I felt, but I did not see one. They spoke to each other and they held a conversation within themselves. But you don't find that in most chats. You don't. And the people in here will tell you. To just this Sting, Miss Audrey, Carla, all these people that come in here every day, they'll tell you, I'm not lying. They never said a word. They might not like that person either, but they didn't comment. Mm-mm. Or they made some funny little statement and everybody was laughing. But we just don't do that. We don't go around tearing down people over here. It doesn't make sense to me. People have enough problems in that world. Ms.V, because I didn't fall out with no one. I was attacked because I was in a chat and I don't have a platform. And that's what I told you. If you were, you're probably that tired because Melissa was on Sweet Tea's live for almost 3 hours over there. And I left and came back after about 45 minutes and they were still on. But I didn't know Melissa at all from any other chat. And I've never been a Raw supporter or in a squad over there and never watched her every day. So those who are Raw supporters, I'm getting to learn them now. But I knew some of the ones like Royalty Queen and Jersey Girl when she was there. I knew they had come from over there. And I've always shared some Raw supporters over here ever since I've been out here. Valencia was the first one that came from over there over here. And I always told y'all I had them in the bushes because they had let me know they were in the bushes. And they just eventually saw it coming out in time as they felt more comfortable with me and the situation that had happened between me and Roz when I first came out here, her calling me a sugar mama when she didn't know me and had no right to say that. But when she apologized to me over on Patricia Jackson's page, I did skits on her because I was actually furious with her. I had a husband, okay? He was not deceased at that time. And I was furious with her, and I kept coming out here doing skits on her. But when she apologized to me over there, I was the bigger person. Okay, she ran up 20,000 K on that one video she did on me, which was a lie. But I was a big enough person and able to receive her apology. And she meant it because she never, ever, once she did that, never said anything else about me over there. Mm-mm. Until this day. She do her thing over there, I do my thing over here. She talked about me and ain't got back to me. And at this point, I don't care. And that's how we've rolled out here. Uh, and I'm hoping that in time, maybe it'll happen to some of the people who left from over there. They may never go back over there, but you have to forgive. And you have to forget it and forgive. You really do. Because it's just like I was telling Brittany on her platform last night. If you can't forgive, it's going to be hard for you to move past it because it's constantly there. And the least little thing that person says is going to piss you off. I'm at a point now with the ones who've been coming for me for no reason out here. I don't look at them. I don't hear it. And if I do hear it, I bust out and laugh at it because it's old. It's old news. You done said it. I done proved you a lie. You still saying it, or you making up something different. Girl, you infatuated and you invested with me. I ain't finna be infatuated and invested with you because I don't want to see or hear nothing else you gotta say. Period. I can separate, move on, and leave and never look back. You don't believe me? Just ask one of them husbands I had, and they'll tell you. No, she don't bother you. Well, she gone. She gone. If I see him on the street, hello, how you doing? But that's it. I'm moving on. I'm not wasting my life. Okay. So nobody wants to come up? Okay. Melissa said, Ms.V, just give me some advice because I am coming down now. It was hard to listen and to be honest. I am drained in life, in real life. Okay. Melissa, the first thing that I want you to concentrate on is calming down. I'm sure from listening to you over there, you were hyped. But the good part about it is you were able to go over there on the live with Sweet Tea and get it all out. Something that probably was just draining the life out of you inside. You don't need that if you have any kind of illness. You have cancer. You don't need to be stressed out because that's going to take you out. If God has left you here from 2012 to 2025, find your purpose. You said you have a ministry. I heard that. I listened. Work in your ministry if that's your thing. I heard the grandchildren. Obviously, they're not a problem to you. Keep doing that. Don't ever get so connected with people. I get what you was trying to do with they. I get that. You're older, she's younger. It's much like the situation with me and Brittany. The difference is I know when to back off when Brittany ain't listening to me no more. She's gonna tell me respectfully, Miss V, I respect you, but I'm not gonna be able to do it. If you heard the live last night when I was over there, when I was trying to tell her some things like I'm talking to y'all right now, she abruptly interrupted and said, Miss V, I love you, I respect you, but I ain't gonna be able to do that. And what I do is back off. It might be months down the road before I go back into her chat again. Not that I'm mad or not that I'm upset. She ain't willing to hear nothing I gotta say. Why waste my time? When I pop back in there, it's gonna be the same thing. Whatever problem she's going through, I'm not saying nothing in the chat, but I'll call her up on her phone. She gonna always call me back too if she don't answer the phone. She'll receive it at that time. And that's what people don't understand. You cannot push yourself and your views and the way you feel upon people. They might not be ready for it. Let them go ahead on and hit that brick wall. Let them feel that pain. And the next time, they'll be more apt to listen. But in your case, I would just settle down. At this point, you've made up your mind. Sometimes in life, it's good for people to separate. Why would I say that? Because you've outgrown each other. You're not in the same space and time. Your interests are not their interests. A lot of people are saying now they were just over there. So maybe it took this for them to leave, whether they left on their own or whether they were asked to leave. It doesn't matter. The thing about separation is knowing how to say goodbye. No love lost. We met along the way. It was good for when at that time. It's not good for me anymore. I wish you well. And you move on. It's just that simple. I can do that. I wish everybody well that's out here worrying about me and coming for me. But just move on. I've already gone. Why are you continuing trying to come into my space? I have a problem with that. For whatever reason, it didn't work. It doesn't matter. You don't have to keep explaining the damn thing. Let it go. Grow up. That's maturity when you can do that. It's more people in the world. I can detach myself from anything and anybody. I don't care who it is. If they causing me problems and they not bringing peace in my life, they gotta go. I gotta be able to lay down on my pillow and within 5 minutes, I'm gone to sleep. I love to sleep. I have peaceful night's rest. I wake up peaceful in the morning. I love my life. Where I am, I never thought I would love being by myself like I am. I love it. I've learned to enjoy every moment of being alone by myself because it's the first time in my life I've ever been by myself. And I had to get old to realize you don't need nobody. In my younger years, there was always somebody. That was a boyfriend, that was a husband, that was children, that was mother, that was father, that was brothers, that was sister. All of that is gone now. Life changes. Coping with old age ain't easy either, but it's manageable. I'm not going, while I'm healthy, I'm doing the things I can do. I know my health might not last always. I'm not going to let nobody kill me, have my heart beating too fast, and bringing on health problems and stuff. No, you can get out from around me and I can live better without you. And that's what you got to be able to tell them. You need me, obviously. I don't need you. Eventually, they'll get the message. We're not on the same walk. We don't talk the same talk. We don't do the same things. We don't interact with the same people. You don't fit. Stay in your lane, and there won't be a problem. Okay, I have no bones to carry on this app. I like Ms.V's content. Thank you, Sassy. And it should be that way. When I first came out here, we went from chat to chat. It was probably about a dozen of us out here. I wasn't a content creator. I was just a subscriber, just like y'all. And with the few little people we had out here, everybody got along as content creators. It's funny how things changed within the last couple of years. It became a money making thing, a comparison thing. It was not like that, people. We all met up in the few chats. Ocean, Legend, Chase, Treese, um, Allergic to Reacts was out here. She was white, but she was out here. Um, let's see, who else? Then along came Shay Shay and Lucinda and Shonda Thoughts. And I think Legend and Ocean came along right around the same time. And then there was Chrissy and uh I can't think of too many other people that was out here at that time. But everybody got along. All the subscribers got along. And all the content creators got along. And they all made money based on their content and their supporters. So it could go back that way again, but people gotta want to get along. But I think so much has been said and done out here on these streets now. So many lies have been told about people. It would be so hard to bring them back together again. It would almost be like you're trapped in a building now and you can't get out until you get along. That's the only way I see that it can work now because people made money off of talking about other people. It's my opinion. Okay. Oh, it's near Jasper. That's East Texas. Okay, okay, Melissa. So is that, you're in East Texas now? Okay. Sting is saying, show her favor and grace. Yes, that's what it's all about. Please, Lord. Trucker's wife seeing you today. It's been good seeing her coming into the chat because I have truly missed her. Okay. Alex says, I love your spirit queen. Melissa Bean, do you know any of Lewis in Jasper? Says Sting. Oh, y'all giving compliments. Y'all are so sweet. Okay. Sting is saying they thrive off of negativity, but why would you want to thrive off of negativity when you could thrive off of positivity, which is going to be much better in the long run? It ain't no stress when you're positive. It's peace when you're positive. You happy when you're positive. Life is good when you're positive. You ever seen a positive person negative? That don't work. It doesn't work like that. It's so much easier on your body, on your mental. Melissa's agreeing 100. Yes, Queen, we respect you and your wishes. I respect when I came out here. That's the only thing I ever asked for over here is respect. Did I get it? Pretty much from subscribers. Pretty much. A few content creators couldn't handle it for their own reasons. Never bothered them. Never said anything about them. Just saw where we didn't fit anymore. The direction you're going, I don't want to go there. I don't want to get up every day and come out here and just dog people and talk about people. So I'm backing away from you. My content is not like that. It's not about you. But you get angry because you say I don't come in your chat no more. But you never asked me why. If you had asked me why, I would have told you. You didn't give me the opportunity. You just start bashing me and talk about me and lying on me. So now I ain't never coming. It's just the way it is. God is the only one in charge of my life. We don't own anything on this earth. It's His, and we are guarding it. It's true. Once you're gone, you leave everything behind, and everything eventually will go back to the dust of the earth. Uh huh. Put a smile on your face and spread the love. Jersey girl saying 100. Never say never. For real, for real. Because you don't know when you might have to say, oh well, I said I wasn't gonna never say that, but I'm take that back. Just don't say it. I never will. No, that's too strong there. That's very aggressive there. Uh-uh. And know your temperament too. A lot of people don't realize how aggressive they can really be. Just in regular conversation, they come across so harsh and so it's like, ugh. You know, you really don't want to be around that type of person either. And a person that you got to watch what you say and they sitting there reading everything and recording everything in their mind to first they bring up the conversation about Trucker's wife so they can go tell Miss Audrey what they said. I don't want to be around people like that because if I said it once, I can say it again. So why are you so childish? You got to go back and say it and then add your part to it. And that person you told it to wasn't too smart either because they would have said, oh, I don't know. She ain't never act like that before with me, or I don't know nothing about it. Let me call her up. But see, when you don't do that, you mess it too. Hmm. I was never in your bushes, Lady V. You definitely know when I was here. Yes, you were. Um, hey, Mavado, TRW. And that's me in real life. I don't like chaos. Who does? If I wanted to go fight a war, I would have enlisted in the service. And they would have paid me, gave me benefits for going to war. I ain't never wanted to go to the military. Mm-mm. However, don't get on my bad side. And I think that's anybody, the most humble people, when you get on their bad side, they can really show out. I can really show out if I want to. It's in me. I tell people that all the time. I never fought, but I feel like I could whoop anybody's ass if they came up here messing with me. I can out cuss the best of cussers. They saying the same old thing every time they open their mouth. B, 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 B. Is that all you know? I could come up with some good ones you probably ain't never heard before. Huh. But I choose not to do that. I don't ever want my grandchildren to look at a lie that I put out here and they would be embarrassed to say that's their grandma. They may not ever see it live until I'm gone because that mother don't let them come on social media. So I want to leave a legacy behind there. Oh, wow. She was dressed. She looked nice. She had great conversation, great topics, great people in her chat. That's the impression they will have. That's how they will get to really, really know me because they're not around me every day. We don't live in the same place. So I would hate to think that they would look at me and they would be saying, oh, wow, how can we take that down? Can we call YouTube and have them to take all that down? No. Let it be a good memory. Hey, yo, yo. Down. People coming for people with no knowledge of who they are speaking on them. But that's what they always do out here on YouTube. That's obvious, Jersey girl. Nobody in here have I ever been in y'all's homes. Nobody. The only person in here I've ever met in real life is Sting at a birthday party last year. But why would I get so jealous and so envious, so hateful, and talk evil towards you when I've never been around you? I don't know anything about you. I'm assuming you from Jersey because you call yourself Jersey girl. That's just an assumption. I don't even know that. I don't know nothing about your past. I don't know nothing about your present tense. We will get to know each other as we go along through conversation. I've gotten to know the people who've been in here all the time. So when I see them in other chats, I know who I'm talking to from the comments and the conversations we've had. I expect nothing else different in nobody else's chat. We speak. They might even remind me of something. They may even ask me what time I'm coming on. They even throw out there, Ms.V, talk about this, like Jersey Girl did in Granny's chat. That's what we do. Other than that, there's no reason for me to talk about them and them to talk about me. People will let you know who they are. I've had people who came over in this chat and they didn't come for the right reason. They were only here for a little while. They came in and spoke to folks and they left. And the next thing you know, they on that platform talking about me. I ain't did nothing to them. People in the chat know I ain't did nothing to them. I ain't talked to them on the backside, but they mad. Your plan didn't go off like you expected it to. So you mad at me because you had a motive and a method that didn't work? Shame on you. You shouldn't have been doing that anyway. Jersey girl said, let them people be. You got to. If you're going to have any kind of life or you're going to be looking back, just like a lot of y'all that now have left, Don't look at it as 3 years wasted because that's going to really piss you off. Look at it that y'all bonded for that time. That time is over. Maybe you had great conversations with the people in the chat over there. You're going to see them out here on these streets in other chats. It's not like y'all live next door around the corner where y'all visiting anyway. And you can't miss nothing you never had. You've never had them in your real life, so you really can't miss them. And that's the way you look at it and you keep moving. As I look back over my life, I can truly say that I've been blessed. I got a testimony. And I'm sure Each and every one of y'all could hit that link and you could come up here and you could tell your story. People try to tell your story, but they really don't know your story. They've never been around you. They don't know anything about you. They sit up. This is foolish to me. They sit up and they dox to find something negative on you. Now, if that ain't childish, insane behavior, I ain't never in my life heard of nothing that dumb. I don't want to know nothing good about you, much less bad about you. I'm, that doesn't matter to me. We're bonding over conversation and we go from there. If by chance one day we ever meet, I hope it's a pleasant thing that we'll remember for the rest of our life when I'm sitting in the old folks' home. Well, I ain't gonna say that because I ain't going. Well, when I'm sitting and I can't do nothing else but think and look at pictures and look back at my videos, I can remember Miss Audrey, Loving Me Tracy, Movado, and the good times. That might be all you have in the end. You don't know how long you're gonna live, and you don't know how long your health is gonna hold up. I pray it does, but I know at some point it's gonna come to an end. I don't want to come to an end and I leave out of here and I'm mad at everybody. And I think I'm going to a better place. I don't know about that. I would think twice. Okay. That's beautiful, Audrey. God is good. Yes, He is. And all the time He is good. That's your favorite song? What's your favorite song? I was looking for it. Y'all are speaking again. Melissa, no apology needed, but appreciated. And that's what I'm talking about. Just moving on past that and keeping it moving. A lot of times in writing, things are misinterpreted. When I'm out here talking, a lot of times when I'm reading what y'all are writing, it gets misinterpreted. We have to straighten it out. Or maybe Miss Audrey will call me on the back end and she'll say, Ms.V, that lady was saying such and such thing. And I was like, oh, I had the wrong Marissa. It was Marissa and Marista. And the lady who came in the other day and was telling me she lost her husband and her brother. I thought it was Marista, the content creator. When she came in, I said, oh, hey, I ain't seen you in a long time. It was one of my subs. But things get messed up in translation sometimes. You writing one thing, and a lot of times people don't proofread what they write. And when it comes across, it was like, that's not what I was saying. I wrote a comment in Sweet Tea's chat today, and I don't think she took it right because I didn't put I didn't write it right. I think what I said is something about we need to be sensitive of other people's feelings because we don't know what people are going through. I think that is exactly how I wrote it. And when she got down to it, she was on a high. And she said, well, I don't have to be sensitive about nothing. And I was like, sweetie, you took it wrong. I didn't even bother to try to tell her that's not what I meant because she had calmed back down when it got down to my next comment. And I think she knows me well enough now to know I'm not going to ever say anything negative towards her because that's not my character. That's not who I am. If we have some words, we're going to straighten it out on the backside. Or I'm going to go over there on her panel and we're going to talk about it. That's who I am. But all this just coming out here doing commentary on people every day, you got to be hard up for money. Bushwatchers, please, please, please reach your hand out and tap that button. Thank you. I have so much love for a lot of the ones that I got close to. They have nothing to do with the crash. Exactly. The crash is between you and whoever the content creator is that you had the crash with. And hopefully they will know that. And hopefully the ones that's left behind won't have negative feelings towards you because you didn't do anything. Either you left because it was time to go, or you were asked to leave. Either way it go, it has nothing to do with y'all. Y'all can still speak to each other in other chats. Maybe after 3 years, excuse me, y'all have even bonded enough to have each other's emails or text each other or do something like that if it really means that much to you. But look at it this way. When you were at home in your mom's house, let's say you were in high school, you had high school friends. When you left and you went off to college, or you moved and you went off and you started working, you left them behind. You got a new set of friends. You have to look at that the same way. It's time to move on with different people now. After I left college, I left Louisiana, period. And I moved to Texas. This was my first place I came to. I'm not interacting with the people in Louisiana anymore. I'm interacting with people in Texas now. I see them when I see them. You see how I'm saying life goes in cycles, and when you move around, it's not that they did anything to me. I'm still good with them, but I'm in a different place and time. Then when I moved to Maryland, I'm in a different place and time. Vancouver, Denver, St. Louis, New Orleans, wherever I've ever lived. It's a different people, a different place, and in a different time. And I had to adjust to that, almost like a military person. They adjust when they move around to different cities. Y'all see what I'm saying? That's what you have to do out here on these streets. You have to move around and just adjust. Even if it means a lady came into my chat the other day. Apparently, she's been in here a long time. I'm welcoming her to the chat, but she's saying, no, Miss V, I've been here. I changed my name. I still don't know who it is, but I know now the name when she comes back in, and she's been with me for a while. So if you have to do that, that's okay too. You get a whole brand new identity that way. You do what you have to do to be at peace if you want to stay out here on these streets. Okay, Sassy B, she says she watching and listening. Some people have to speak their mind and then they can move on. And I think it's best, in my opinion, because if you don't speak what's on your heart and on your mind, you carrying it with you. And it's harder to get past it and get over it if you don't say, like Melissa today. She was able to get everything out that was on her mind. Now, she said if the lady said something else, she was coming back. But really, there's no need if you got it all out because you can go on concentrating on something else. The ties are broken. Maybe she got out everything she had to say. I can understand if you feel like she come back and you have to say something else. But I wouldn't keep it going. That's not good for your health. Mm-mm. Or your mental. But that's your choice. You're a grown woman. You said you were 50 some years old. So make that your choice. But just remember, it's 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 just tension and it's just stress to me. Okay? Um Movado says it may not feel good at the time, but you don't know what better God was or has for you moving forward. Exactly. Some things that I thought was so bad. The first divorce, my parents had been together 50, almost 55 years before they made their demise. My dad leaving first. So I thought my life was supposed to be the same way. You marry, you stay together forever because you said until death do you part. And it didn't happen like that for me. So, and I truly loved him. So I thought that is crazy, that we're going to have to raise this little girl in different households. And you going your way, and I'm going my way. And I truly think he loved me, or we wouldn't have had the relationship we have today, where he has my number still, I have his number still, and our kid is grown, 41 as of December 19th. But there's no reason for me to call him unless it's something that has happened in my family because he's still connected to my family because he's my child's father. When my mother passed, before she passed, she was at MD Anderson, which I brought her down here. I called him up and I said, "Hey, mom's here and she's at MD Anderson. Her room number is such and such a thing. She has cancer. And she's asked about you. So if you can, please go by and see her." When I got there late that evening, he had been there with her all day long. And he's on his third or fourth marriage now. He's been married to this lady like 20 years, but after me, he went through two, two or three quick marriages. I think this is the fourth one for him. But he had to grow up. That was our problem. He wasn't mature enough. I was too advanced for him. So that was our problem. He could not handle business like I felt he should. It was just a lot of things that caused us to just have to go our separate ways. Had he been a little older and much more mature, that would have been fine because he came from a good home. He had morals. He was raised with values and stuff. I didn't have no problem with him coming and getting his daughter and staying over there all summer. He was going to take care of her. That's her father. I was working shift work when she was little. They were together then as a baby. So why would I think she can talk and walk and tell me now? So why would I let her go now? So I never separated her from her father or her grandparents. She knew that side of the family like she knew mine. To this day, they're very close. So just look at it that way, and maybe it'll be an easier way out for you. I'm gonna move how I've been moving. Okay, Jersey girl, whatever gives you peace and understanding. If you can relate to that person, that's what you need to do. If you can't, I've been in chats, I've been with content creators. I can't relate to what they're doing. And I never said anything about them. I won't because they didn't do nothing to me. I just decided I needed to make a move. I don't like what you're doing. I don't like what you're saying. I just we're not to be with each other. And y'all ain't heard me say a word. Just left. That's it. If we see each other, we could have a conversation. We could have lunch. Cause ain't nobody did nothing to nobody. And that's the way it should be. That's exactly what she said. Respectfully, I'm not going to stop. Okay. It's Brittany. I'm not worried about being accepted in no group, especially, wait a minute, absolutely not. My God is getting the golden ticket to heaven when it's my time. I think we need to concentrate more on the mansions in the sky instead of these little mansions down here on earth that's going to eventually get old and, nothing lasts forever. And you say, oh, they probably used to be a beautiful home. Yeah, it's ruins now. Okay, thank you for the chat for showing. You're welcome, Sassy V. Thanks, Lady V, for this live. You are most welcome. Audrey, you better speak. Sassy V, we strive daily to ensure you receive that over here each and every time. Yes, Miss Audrey and my moderators are exceptionally nice to people coming in the chat and making them feel welcome and a part of the family. They speak to you. Um, they hold conversations with you. They speak to you in other chats. I am blessed with the moderators that I have, and I thank God for them. Miss Jackie, same thing. She's a home girl. She's been over here with me for a while, and they all do a magnificent job. Alex and Yo Yo run through. They do the same thing. Yo Yo can be fired up out here because she's another Brittany. She's Alex and Tajista and Yo Yo are my babies over here. And she can come over here fired up behind people who done said stuff about her. She'll come over here and she'll just get relaxed and she'll just fall right on into the chat. And I know her too. And I'll be like, yo, she convicts herself. She'll call me up and she'll say, Ms.V, I did this. I know you don't like it. I know I shouldn't have said it, but I did. I talked to God I've already repented. I'm calling to tell you what I did. That's yo. That's her. And I just love her to death. Um, a trucker's wife, I have no problem being alone. Matter of fact, I love it. Me too, Sting. Uh, my thing is to act like this one person is God. There is only one God that I bow down to, and that's the only one you should, because that's the only one gonna be able to do anything for you. The big G God. It's a lot of little G gods running around out here, but do not make them. Some people put these people out here so far up on a pedestal, they can't do no wrong. I don't care if they beat up an elderly person or they say they're going to do it. They go along with it. And they have the attitude that anybody can get it. Is that what the Bible said? Is that what the Bible said? Well, who raised you to be so disrespectful when that person ain't did nothing to you? But you raising children and grandchildren. Lord help me. Mm-mm. That's the one thing I know how to do well, to be by myself, says Mabato. I had to learn, but I've done well in these last 4 years of making that adjustment. Alex, yes, this is Trucker's wife. It's hard, but trust and believe that that's the way to God. You have to be alone. He had to go out alone even when he prayed. Think about it. He went out in the wilderness alone and he talked to his father, God, who was in heaven. So if he had to do it, we probably should find a place that's a comfortable place alone. My bathroom is my place. When I go in there, even though it's nobody else in here, I just find peace and comfort in the bathroom, cleaning my face, talking to him, taking a shower, taking a bath, fixing my face, combing my hair, putting on my clothes. I find comfort talking to him when I'm doing all this stuff. Instead of sitting on the commode reading like a lot of people do, I talk to him. When I come out, I just feel at peace. I still try to love on everyone, Queen. However, there are some that are not my cup of tea. And you're going to find that within life. Everybody's not for everybody. Just like you feel like some are not your cup of tea, they're going to feel the same way about you. But recognize it up front. It doesn't take me long to have a conversation with somebody for me to feel. Mm. But what I didn't do in the beginning is I didn't follow my gut feelings. I kept thinking, oh, well, maybe it's me. And I was doubting me. I don't do that no more. I had to stop doing that. When I feel that gut feeling, or I heard what you said, and I heard that tone of voice that you said it in, I'm gone. And dare not snap back at him. Ah, she mean. No, I'm not mean. You're not walking over me. You're not controlling me. That's what you thought you could do. Now you don't like me because you can't. Uh-uh. But you just have to go on with it, sugar. Why can't we just get along? That's what Rodney King said when they beat him and killed him. Why can't we all just get along? I just don't think we're meant to live in a world like that. And it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. We got multicultural world now of people. And instead of just understanding who that person is, you can still get along with a person, even though they may not be your cup of tea, by moving away from them, moving out from around them and seeing them every now and then, and just waving at them and keep walking. I don't understand that. Trucker's wife, you are right. I hear you, Queen, says Alex. I lie. A lie is easy to tell, and it always changes, never stay the same. You're right, because it wasn't truth. The truth can be told over and over and over again, and it is never going to change because it is what it is. It is the truth. It is the way it happened. It is the way you saw it. It is that. But a lie, you can't remember it. So you add words, you twist words, you change words, you repeat it over. And every time you repeat that lie to somebody, they done added something. So you done added in the lie what they add. Mm-mm. That's too much. See, my mind ain't that good to remember all that stuff, so I just got to tell it how it is. Look at Ocean got married to his wife, his daughter, family present. Then all of a sudden, he did. Folks, you better wake up and look at all of the demise of young men out here from content creators. Roz, Diva, Diamond. I don't even know if she's still out here. But you can just look through this sector alone and see that it's been a lot, and it's been all boys. I thought about that one day, and I was like, what is God trying to tell us out here in this sector? I don't know. Something to think about. Thank you, Ms.V. My daughter told me the same thing. She said, you have a heart for people, but when you connect to people, they don't want real love. She wanted to call her, but I told her, use her own advice. Right now, probably is not a good time because things are so tense right now. And because of things that have been said by both parties, I would probably leave it alone for now. Wait a little while. Let each party calm down. And then maybe next week, if nobody says nothing to nobody else this week, then maybe pick up the phone. It might be shocking. They might be glad to hear from each other by then because they truly missed each other if they really loved each other. That's my advice. To just to say she thought it was easier to tell the truth. For some people, it is because they don't have to remember a lie. But when you are going after somebody for a different reason and you're trying to hurt them or pull them down, a lie ain't nothing for you to tell. And they can tell it so frivolously and they have so much emotion with it and they're so convincing and they know they lying. I would be so afraid God would just make my tongue tie up in the roof of my mouth where I couldn't even say any more words anymore. I don't. I don't. I don't get people that just go around lying. Um, Not for some, a lie is easier. Yeah, some people just lie just to be lying. They are habitual liars. Every time they open their mouth, they tell them a lie. And that's why when you trap them in a corner, uh, 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 I ain't say that, but you can prove to them that they said it because to they want to pull out this good image, and they always saying that they didn't say it. I know you're not gonna believe me. I'm not lying. Why you always got to say? I used to say that for fun all the time. I ain't lying like that, but when you said it because you have doubt that people are going to not believe you, then that's when the problem starts. That's the real problem. Oh, Trucker's wife got good advice and good wisdom. I missed her so much. So glad she's back. Ramona J says some people can't handle the truth, and they can't. Queen V, I can't take it anymore. Show your face, please. Lord have mercy. Jesus. I knew if anybody was going to start that mess, girl, I got this here thing on. I got to get up and turn the light off. To Jesse, I'm finna pop right back off now. Okay? Now go on about your business. Okay? Get on my nerves. That little girl, she do not like StreamYard talking to the picture. I don't know what's wrong with her. I'm here solo day one and prosper by myself. Yes, Tracy, we have to because out here on these streets lately, it ain't good to just hook up with anything and anybody. You think you know these people, and next thing you know, they stabbing you behind your back, and it's hurt feelings involved because they hurt you. And when you simply walk away from them, they can't deal with it. They can't take it. Okay, now I got to put on my glasses to just. I hadn't fixed my hair. I hadn't done nothing to come out here, girl. Um, Now look at Alex Thomas. She can't either. Ramona J, I can. I might melt though. You ain't gonna melt. You think you sugar, sugar? No, ma'am. I was born and raised there. I'm living in Arlington, Texas area now, 15 years. Oh, okay, Melissa. You up near who lives up near Arlington? I think Bama lives up there. It's close to Arlington. But you're not that far from me. We're about 4 hours apart. I'm South Houston. Okay. That's okay, Tracy Anderson. Moving forward. Yes, indeed. Oh, you laughing. You think it's funny, huh? It ain't funny to me. Queen, me and Tajista are upset. We can't see. I told you these little kids over here. I can't with them. These are the babies. I can't with the babies. I just they make me do things I don't even want to do. Okay, I'm picking on. I'm moving right along. Okay, I ain't leave you on no boat last night. You was over there in that chat with me. Stop telling these people stories. One thing I must ask when folks leave that chat or content creator, how come everyone stink? But they were with you 3 years and you never said nothing. But now they stink. I don't know. I wondered that same thing. Why you got to be talked about so bad and you ugly and I mean just the most nastiest content. Uh, they stink and the clothes and the everything. But y'all just left each other today. So you mean to tell me you've been feeling like that for 3 years and you didn't say nothing? What kind of friend is that? I don't know, y'all. You live and you learn. You right, Movado? Sting, pretty lady, you know I love you. Yeah, I'm going to tell it. Miss Sting told me, Miss Audrey, you always pushing her up on a panel. Why you won't come up here? And that is a good question. That is a very good question. So I'm just gonna tell you, you are wanted on the panel also. Y'all always talking about y'all want to see my face, but y'all don't never want to get up here on StreamYard. I don't even know why I'm paying for this. I really don't. I can't use it because y'all don't cooperate. What I don't understand is they don't seem to realize sooner or later everything ends. It does. And like I say, I would hate to lay down in this bed tonight, upset with anybody and then y'all get the message from a family member out here tomorrow. Ms.V passed away. She's no longer with us. I'm in good shape because I ain't leave mad at nobody. What about them people who didn't make amends with me, who bothered me? They got to live with that the rest of their life because they know doggone well they shouldn't have been doing and saying what they were doing out of jealousy, pure hate, and envy. But again, that ain't my problem. I'm not leaving like that. I'ma let her have it all by herself. Okay, Melissa, you're the bigger person and you're older. You were there for her. From what you said over on that panel tonight, you were a friend. And maybe you set an example in her life for what a real friend is. Because some people don't know how to be friends. Hopefully, you showed her how to be a friend because you were the older, you were giving her information about life, your life experiences, and what you're going through. She took even your illness and made a mockery of that. But that's just being young and not really even knowing how to come back on people. That's where the mother steps in. And that's where the mother says, you're grown, but you're being disrespectful. It doesn't matter how old the children around me I raised, I get respect. I don't even have to demand it anymore. I'm just naturally respected. Okay? Even with Brittany over there. That ain't my child. But I've been talking to her for 3 years out here, and I've seen Brittany come a long ways. Whether other people have not seen it or not, Brittany and I have been talking to each other since the first time she got into it with Miss Loretta, and I called her up then. And I told her, Brittany, that wasn't right. I mean, however you feel, you know, I don't think she deserved that. I would have just kept it versus saying what you said. She told y'all on the panel the other night. And I do that. But I don't push the issue with her. And Miss Loretta backfired today. But it took a while. When you got stubborn people and hard headed people like that, you cannot just, because they'll turn on you and they'll push you away because they don't want to hear what you got to say. She know I ain't going to push the issue. I'm going to just back off and let it be. She'll come to grips. She's very intelligent. Um, Love listening to my life memories. Okay, my oldest son is 47. He just had a birthday. Okay, happy birthday to him. Get on down here. Hey, Miss Renee, how you doing? I was wondering why I didn't see you because I hadn't done nothing to myself. I've been in the bed, I've been laying down, and I was gonna come out here on StreamYard. I want to see if anybody want to come up and just chit chat tonight. I saw Jersey Girl over on Ask Granny's page, and she said, Ms.V, let's talk about Grace. She actually wanted me and Miss April and Granny to get together on a live and come out here and talk to y'all. And I'm for it. If they get with me, I'm for it. Uh, have to catch the replay getting ready for work. Okay, and I'm gonna get off of here real soon. Miss V is saying folks need to know their position and mine is being a bot for chat. I'm totally satisfied. Stick to what you good at. Now my hat's off to beautiful Miss V and Sting when y'all coming. Miss Audrey, leave us alone. Sting is laughing at you. Okay, I think I've come to the end of the road. Oh, y'all, we've been on here almost 2 hours. Time passed fast when you're having fun. But I really appreciate each and every one of y'all coming in here tonight. And hopefully, Jersey Girl is more at peace. And Melissa, thank you for coming over tonight. Come anytime, and anytime you need to share anything that you have on your mind. I have StreamYard. It's an open panel. You're welcome to come on. I'll let you have it. Whatever you got to say. I hate seeing people being hurt, and this pain really, to me, that y'all may be going through, in my opinion, it really wasn't necessary and it could have been handled much differently. It was almost like airing y'all out. I couldn't do my supporters. I've been out here 2 years, and these that have been with me the whole 2 years, all of a sudden, because I see them in a chat, I think I would have said, I've seen Carla in many chats. She go in there, and it may be people I don't even deal with anymore. But I know Carla well enough to know that she's not going in there and sit there and chat in the chat about me. And if they talking about me, she's gonna leave. I've seen her do that. I'm in the bushes and I've watched her walk out of chats when they start talking about me. And I think I would have handled it differently. I would have, if I had uh, a circle like she has, I would have told everybody be in the squad or whatever it is. At this time, we need to talk. And I would have expressed my soul opinions of how I felt and give the people the opportunity to say how they felt, and we parted ways from there. But I am not her, and she is not me. We all handle our platforms differently. So now that it has happened like this, I'm sure most of us are mature enough to just pick up our pieces and walk. No love lost, no regrets. There's really not much more else to say. Let her live her life. Y'all live y'all life and be at peace and happy. Go lucky for everybody. Have a blessed night. Miss Melissa and everybody who came into the chat. Sing is saying, Ms. V, how you gonna show respect for others when you don't have respect for yourself? You can't. You can't. I can answer that. If you don't have respect for yourself, you ain't gonna have no respect for nobody else. But anyway, y'all, I got to go to bed now because I got to get up early in the morning and hit the highway. And I don't know if I'll be on at 10 because I don't even think I might be back, but I will be on tomorrow evening sometime. Um, y'all take care. Much love to you. It's been a blessing talking to y'all. Y'all have a wonderful, peaceful night. Love you and see you tomorrow. The good Lord say the same.